Anything that has to do with technology creating opportunity for us, I find very enjoyable.
I knew the music. I was taught the music. So that's really all it gave me. And then when I came in to work on the film, it was just this crazy...
It's Linda. Hi there. Nobody saw coming the mayhem that Disney's latest remake would cause. The dispute around Snow White has developed into something far more important than anyone could have imagined. Today we're exploring the shocking truth of what is proving to be Disney's biggest catastrophe in recent memory. What's so beautiful about looking back on the actual Black Swan cave collapse is how many people are now finding hope, connection, and a moment to rest. The data presents a devastating picture. Disney's latest Snow White trailer has received an alarming 800,000 negative reviews, while only 27,000 positive ones have been posted. However, these numbers only represent a small portion of the actual labor that is done in the background. Industry insiders claim that this is the largest demonstration against a Disney project in recent memory, and the fallout is rocking Hollywood. The problem started when Disney made what many considered to be irrational changes to their debut animated feature film. Unlike other movies, Snow White was unique. This groundbreaking achievement served as the foundation for the entire Disney empire. Its 1937 release revolutionized animation and proved that audiences could spend a lot of time watching animated films. However, CEO Bob Iger finds himself in a difficult situation as a result of the extraordinary response to their attempt to reinterpret this classic. According to Lost, artist Mickey Rooney said that this work proved to be a great immersion. The fact that this argument spiraled out of control makes it particularly intriguing. At first glance, Rachel Zegler's appointment appeared to be a bold choice that aligned with Disney's recent diversity objectives. Snow White presented unique challenges that no one seemed to have anticipated, even though Halle Bailey had been selected to play Ariel in The Little Mermaid, a distinctive physical trait that is inextricably intertwined with the principles and symbolism of the story is symbolized by the character's own name, Snow White. Reports of extensive revisions to the tale occurred, which precipitated the scandal. Magical beings have taken the role of the 7 dwarfs. The role of the prince completely changed. Zegler's words condemning the original movie's dates, however, were what really kicked things off in a disastrous way. She remarked in one interview that the traditional version has to be changed because its topics were out of date for viewers today. The supporters were angry, not just irritated. Accusations that Disney was denigrating its own legacy proved popular on social media. Behind the scenes, reports believed that the strength of the criticism took Disney executives entirely by surprise. They had surmounted obstacles with past remakes. However, this was not like the others. The negative reaction was widespread and persistent, not just coming from a vocal minority. Even entertainment journalists who were normally positive started to distrust Disney's tactics. What's fascinating is that this scenario encapsulates Disney's wider dilemma. They are trapped between honoring their tradition and wanting to modernize it. But with Snow White, they may have gone too far. Test screenings have produced disturbing results, according to internal evaluations, with viewers getting particularly enraged about the removal of key scenes from the original story. The decision to replace the 7 dwarfs with magical beings has come to represent how well-intentioned changes can go wrong. When Peter Dinklage voiced his concerns over the original depiction, Disney quickly announced that they would recreate the dwarfs. However, their answer, completely banning dwarf miniatures, sparked a wider debate. Disability advocacy groups said that, rather than improving representation, Disney had eliminated positions that were particularly suitable for dwarf players. Industry insiders claim that this decision caused heated debates inside Disney. It seems that not everyone was happy with the final result, which might have made the representation problems worse. While some creative execs pushed for the current comprehensive remake, others sought to improve the dwarf characters while keeping their plot lines. The problem became even more complicated when details about changes to Snow White's storyline emerged. The original plot aimed to make it more progressive by emphasizing kindness, hope, and tenacity in the face of evil, rather than simply waiting for a prince. Disney may have miscalculated the story's first impact. Those acquainted with the production say test audiences have struggled to accept instances where Snow White's usual characteristics are perverted in ways that appear unplanned or improper. But this is when the interesting part starts. And this isn't just about one movie anymore. The Snow White controversy has exposed serious problems with Hollywood's present treatment of classic tales. Studios are closely monitoring this scenario, according to a number of anonymous industry executives. The extraordinarily negative response to Snow White is forcing them to reconsider their own remake plan. There are severe financial repercussions. Even if this remake cost hundreds of millions of dollars, the preliminary results are alarming. Marketing experts predict that, if possible, a massive advertising campaign will be required to recover from such a flurry of negative publicity. Some observers say Disney could need to consider undertaking large reshoots or re-editing, despite the fact that it would be highly costly. There is no moment like this one. The overwhelming negative reaction has put Disney in a precarious situation. They have to decide whether to acknowledge that they might have overreached themselves, or to adhere to their modern vision and risk losing more supporters. According to insiders, emergency meetings have been held to discuss measures to control damage, but no clear solution has been discovered. The disagreement is now affecting other Disney initiatives. Insiders claim that other possible remake projects are being re-examined in the wake of the Snow White debacle. Similar modernizing choices that are criticized are being looked at in scripts. The company as a whole is feeling the effects, but this is the most shocking part. This might have been exactly what Hollywood needed. For years, studios have been chasing social media trends and popularity, sometimes at the expense of interesting storylines. The Snow White backlash may force a return to what really matters, creating movies that have a stronger emotional impact on audiences, regardless of historical period or philosophical viewpoint. The Disney board was discussing whether to ask me to step down and who would be the future CEO. You also tell her? I informed Willow that I was going to get a call. I might be able to bring us back. She began by saying, well, maybe not. The next few months will be crucial. Disney's reaction to this circumstance could impact how a whole generation views classic properties. Will they reaffirm their dedication to modernity, or will they manage to establish a balance between growth and preservation? Whatever happens next, the business will never again view remakes in the same way. The real story here may lie in the dispute and what it reveals about our love for these beloved tales. Hollywood may have gone too far in trying to fix what wasn't broken. These days, the question is not just how to keep these stories current, but also if some of them would be better preserved as perfect pictures. It raises the question of whether some stories are better left unsaid and preserved as perfect fragments of the magic that first lured us to movies.